refer to a melancholic longing for a person, place, or thing that is far away. Or it can refer to impermanence. Dappled light shows us that what is here now will be gone in an instant. Nothing stays the same. Resilience is the ability to find light in dark times. We build it by our attitudes, efforts, and coping skills. All of our lives, we face crises that require us to grow. Struggle defines and builds us. As a child, I worked hard to stay sunny. I looked for people to love me, and I basked in the nurturing relationships of those who did. I found solace in the natural world and in swimming. I discovered early the joys of hard work and of helping people and animals. The coping skills I learned as a child have stayed with me. With each life stage, I have used them to stay calm and grounded. All through my life, I've loved people and lost them. When I was a child, my father was off in the army in a faraway war. After he returned, I spent a year without my mother. In my 20s, my father died. And in my 40s, my mother died. As I've grown older, I've had to say goodbye to many people I love. When I wrote my last book, Women Rowing North, I was in full sunlight. My adult children and all 5 grandchildren were nearby. I lived a life of travel, family, and friends. On weekends, I danced to live music. That brightness has faded. The young children who surrounded me have grown up or moved to Canada, and the pandemic has created painful separations for our family. To be happy the last few years, I have needed to grow. I have utilized every skill I know to find the light, and I have learned to look inside myself for the love I cannot find in the world. I've developed new rituals and routines and now feel a renewed appreciation for life as it is, not as I wish it to be. If the first part of my life was about building attachments, the last 2 years have been about learning to detach. I'm making an effort to find the love and warmth I need in my own heart. No matter our age, we experience loss. A kindergartner must say goodbye to a beloved teacher at the end of the year. A pet dies, or a grandparent, and every day we lose the world that was yesterday. As we age, the losses multiply. We may no longer be in the workplace. Our friends and relatives move away or cross the river Styx. If we have children, they grow up and move on with their lives. We have no choice but to face impermanence. The pandemic heightened our sense of isolation and loss, but these emotions are inevitable under any life circumstances. Eventually, one way or another, we all say goodbye to everyone we love. However, in the interim, we have the opportunity to grow our ability to find light within our own hearts and to orient toward the light of transcendence, which is finding joy and bliss in the midst of our pain. When we face loss, we can learn to experience wonder in order to restore our balance. There is a way to make this arithmetic work. We can experience flashes of enlightenment. In the midst of ordinary life, a certain quality of light can transport me into bliss. Myself dissolves into deep time. Bliss is an absolute state. It can't be rated on a 10-point scale, and an experience can't be more or less blissful. If we are experiencing bliss, we are feeling the most wondrous possible experience. Over our lifetimes, if we grow in our capacity to live in the moment and pay attention, we may be fortunate enough to experience bliss more frequently. We may even have times in our life when we are showered with epiphanies. What was once an unusual experience may become an everyday one. Como Rabi describes our lives as we follow a path through a forest where the trees offer us both sunlight and shadow. Our journeys contain stories of loss and reunion, of despair and self-rescue. Most of us develop an identity that allows us to feel grateful in spite of our sorrows. We can feel a great sadness for our broken world, yet still taste the spring strawberries or enjoy the smell of rain. Our hearts shatter into pieces, yet we hear the song of the cardinal and watch the exploding electricity of a thunderstorm. This book describes my experience.